My name is David DeZarmo. I'm the manager of human resources at Concord Security. I've been here 3 years, which is in many ways a newbie because there's people who've been here for 17, 18 years in our head office. And I come from a human resources background, probably over 12 years just purely in human resources, and my first foray into security. Most of the people here in this office have worked their way up through the ranks in the security setting, so I'm actually a bit of an anomaly. Typically foot patrol, so walking around, usually in a mall setting. There may be extensive periods where they're standing as well for long periods of time. Some of our stores, for example the Apple stores, we do security in those stores, so you're standing there for most of your shift, which is an 8-hour shift. And they'll be reporting, so you're writing in a report what you see, you're notifying the appropriate individuals if you see something irregular, and you might be providing directions, you might be opening and closing gates, you might be turning off certain valves or certain lights at certain periods of time, and you have your orders that you see at the beginning of the day of what you're supposed to do during your shift. An ideal employee has very strong communication skills and very strong customer service skills. So by communication skills, I don't necessarily mean English as a first language, but it needs to be a strong enough communication level that they can communicate effectively with people around them. Because you'll be writing reports, again, doesn't need to be in perfect English, but they need to understand what's written there. They may be talking with police, they may be, as I mentioned, talking on the radio, so that communication level needs to be up there that they can effectively get their message across and understand what the other person is saying. Flexibility is another thing that we look for, so we're open 24/7. Naturally they'll be working hopefully a 40-hour work week, and they need to be flexible to work those hours. The more flexible they are, the more we're interested in the individual. And then customer service is really key, and they have to not only be assertive but also polite and respectful at the same time. So they may be telling a person they need to leave the premises, but I don't want them to come across as being anything but professional and courteous in even the most difficult situations, so that we're treating our tenants, our clients, our customers, everyone around them, colleagues, co-workers, their supervisors, with respect. In order for us to consider a security guard for employment, they need to have a valid security license. And that security license is obtained by taking a course called the Basic Security Training Course. And once they pass, which is a 1-week course, then they can get their license through the province of British Columbia, through the Solicitor General in Victoria, and then they can work for any company in BC. And we offer that course. It's the least expensive in Lower Mainland, and it's designed and delivered by the Justice Institute of BC, the same people that provide the training for RCMP and VPD. So they need that. They need to have those basic communication skills that I mentioned, and ideally some customer service experience and or an aptitude to deal effectively with customers. Those are the things that we mainly look for. The growth prospects are excellent in this industry, and that's one of the reasons personally I joined Concord Security 3 years ago. The reality is security is always going to be needed. If anything, it might even be needed a little bit more now. So the requirement for security on the premises, foot patrol, continues to be high and should be high for a long time to come. So it's an excellent possibility for advancement, and especially Concord with 1,200 employees. If you're the right person, and you have, and by right person I mean you have not only the aspiration but the aptitude, so you show some traits or you have some experience in the past that will lead you into a leadership position, we have a shortage of leaders. When I'm looking at a resume, ideally it's not more than two pages long, and I'm focused on their customer service experience. You know, when I'm actually interviewing them, I'm looking at them thinking, can they tell a person to leave in a professional and respectful way? And that will mean that the tone of their voice in an interview setting will affect my judgment. So they need to be able to speak loud enough that I understand what they're saying, and with enough confidence that I think they're going to be able to direct people appropriately in a security setting. I'm also hoping that they're going to come dressed for success. I'm hoping that they're going to give me a nice firm handshake. They're naturally going to be at work on time, or at least on the interview on time. That will tell me that they'll be at work on time, and that they'll maintain eye contact and smile, and will be flexible to work those shifts that I mentioned that are important. And those are the key areas that I look for. If you want to apply to work for Concord, you can go to our website, which is a great way of seeing what we do, and there you will find the Apply Now button and the career section. But it'll also give you an opportunity while you're there to attach a copy of your resume, which I would highly recommend. And then it will be viewed here, and if you are selected for further consideration, then you will be called. You'll hear from us, and we'll give you a call. If you don't hear from us, we'll keep your resume, we'll keep it on hand, and we may give you a call in the future.